Right, but what you said is powerful. It's not that you're not hoping that it happens or you're not open to it. It's more so that you're right. If you focus on it, it's going to hinder your performance as a mother. And honestly, I needed to hear that because for me personally right now, I'm definitely going through a phase with her father of like, he doesn't, you know, participate in her life, but he'll still reach out now and then. And it's like, I don't really want the connection at all, but in my mind I'm afraid if I sever it completely, he's gonna have an excuse to just never, you know, pop up. And it's like that, it's gonna be a while before she has her own phone. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's just so important for you to realize that at the end of the day, that's a grown man making grown decisions.
Yeah.
So I don't think that there's anything in this world that you can do that will make him be like, oh, well, opportunity door shut, I'm not gonna even try. Like, that's not on you, and that's not fair to put that weight on your shoulder.
That's real.
Because life itself, for as a woman, and especially a woman of color, is going to put every bit of weight on your shoulders.
And I feel it.
Eliminate the things that you don't have to carry.
That's real. Cheers to that. I need to hear that one today, I'm not gonna lie.
What was your very first dating experience like after having your daughter?
I remember the first man that I communicated with very clearly. I should preface this by saying I had convinced myself that I'm done because I was like, I had my chance and I blew it, and now my responsibility is like to take care of this person and make sure she's, you know, set and better than me. So I was convinced like, But this gentleman that I had known for a little while on the internet anyway, who had been trying to talk to me for the longest, even before I had got with my child's father, had kind of approached me and was like, you know, like gave me the whole spiel of like, don't worry about being a single mother, like someone's gonna love you and you're such a great person. Like just basically really boosted my confidence, you feel me? And eventually expressed like, I would like to talk to you in that type of way, you know what I'm saying? And I was open to it, probably because I was very vulnerable. But long story short, you know, a week into him being really sweet, girl sending me flowers and all this other stuff, he admits to like love bombing. And at that moment, I didn't even know.
But he admitted to that.
Yeah, he had sent me, his communication had slowed down. And I had asked him like, what? Like, we were just, you know, doing all this. Like, what? How did we get here? He's like, yeah, I'm gonna be real. Like, you know, love bombing isn't good. It's not a good way to start a relationship. And woo woo. I'm like. And I'm on Google, like, love, I'm like, what?
Yeah, like, what is that? Huh?
I'm like, because I'm not really into, like, a lot of the
terminology
that people are popular right now. So I'm like, what? And I had heard the term before, I just never looked it up, I guess. And I was like, oh, so he was just, like, really nice to me at first to, like, get my attention, and it was not true. And I was like, wow. I was like, so this is what being outside is like. I was like, that's intense. After that, it's been, I'm very skeptical of everyone who approaches me now.
That's fair. I would say my experience, I went into it like most people our age kind of go, which I'm not looking for anything serious and the whole nine. And I was like, yes, I have a young son. I'm not looking for a father for him. I said all these disclaimers. It's like, there's no baby daddy drama.
Right.
Initial disclaimers. And so I think, you know, we had fun. We enjoyed each other's company for what it was, for that time that it was. And then what did I do? Caught feelings. Just because we were so focused on gaining a friendship before anything that it was, by that point, it was just like, no, I like you.
You know what? That just made me think of, though, you mentioning the disclaimers. Doesn't that tie back into the whole being conditioned to, like, nurture others and make sure they're okay? Because when you really think about it, if they talk to us, they would know that. If we give them a chance to talk to us, they would know we don't come with the drama with the baby daddy. They would know we don't. But it's like we feel like, I'm okay, by the way, and I have this together. Yeah, I have a son, but this and isn't that interesting?
So it's not a weight on your shoulders that you have to worry about. Wow, I didn't even.
Isn't that interesting? Because I've been there too. Now I don't, but at first, you know, talking to people after my child's father, it was very much like that, like letting people know I'm not crazy.
I didn't even think about it like that,
girl.
That's wow.
Well, something to think about.
Yeah. He had met Q on accident.
Oh. And then how does that make it too? Like that adds another.
He had met Q on accident, and it was just kind of like we were hanging outside my house, chilling. My brother was watching Q, and my mom came with groceries, and she just saw him, and she goes, what whatever your name is, yeah, come help with these groceries upstairs. My mom will put you to work. Sure enough, he was like, yeah, no problem. Yes, ma'am, of course.
Oh,
Those
wow.
groceries.
Yeah.
Then she's like, stay for dinner. I'm like, oh my God.
There's a lot going on right now, mama. But you know what? I'm gonna be real with you. Shout out to your mom, because honestly, I think that, especially at the very beginning, we put a lot of weight on, we want to keep people away from them. We want to keep people away.
Yeah.
We're only talking, but it's like the reality is, if you're cool enough to talk to them, like they're at least decent people, they can hi and buy your, you know what I mean? Your mom, without even knowing it, relieved some of that, you know, it's like an icebreaker.
Yeah,
you know
no,
what I
that
mean?
was, and it helps too, because I kid you not, like at that point in time, Q just wanted me, so I'm cooking dinner, and Q's screaming his head off, and he literally goes, give him here, walk around the house comforting him, and I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Now I really like you.
Yeah, it's dangerous too.
So it was very dangerous.
The double-edged sword, because we tend to internalize it. They're sweet to the children, of course you're gonna be like, oh.
It would, because it would have been one thing if Q kept screaming with him, but Q calmed down.
Well, because they know energy. Yeah, no, they know.
But yeah, so I had voiced that, but I think in where we were, because he still felt how he originally felt, which was fine, and I think where we both were was, I told him, I was like, what I realized about myself in this experience with you is the fact that I don't want to be the woman that says I'm not looking for anything serious, because that's not true, and that's how society has made us feel, to minimize our feelings, when in reality I have feelings, and I have very big feelings.
Yes.
And I should be able to be myself and voice those feelings. So I think with him, it got to a point where I started realizing that if I date someone, I do want something serious, because I'm not going to divide my time away from my son for someone who doesn't take me serious. So if I give you my time, it's because at least I think that you take me serious.
Right.
And I'm not just having my son at home missing me for nothing.
Yeah.
I think that was something that I needed to realize, and I needed to be honest about, as well as actually, in reality, the end goal is to find someone who loves me and my son.
Right. Absolutely. Ooh, that was so beautifully said. You know, some people might watch us and be like, oh, these women, after they've messed up, you know what I'm saying, they have all of these standards, and they're paying attention to all of these things, and they're cautious and all of this. What do you say to people that have that opinion about single mothers?
I hate that opinion. I hate that opinion more than anything, and honestly, I think that's not the most, but it's definitely one of the most unattractive things that you can say to a woman, because at the end of the day, what are we if we're not learning from our mistakes? Our children are not mistakes, they're here. I'm very blessed. I love this little boy, even though he interrupts every video. But I think what's very important to acknowledge and appreciate is someone who has looked at the part that they've played and has grown from it and made the necessary adjustments. Because even if I did pick right, even if we were still with the father of our children, guess what? I'm still not going to be the same woman I was prior to this child. I'm still a different person, because I now have a new layer of identity.
That's real, because a lot of married women who are going through, you know, whatever they're going through with their significant others and have children, their standards have changed, and sometimes the husbands come up to the standards and sometimes they don't. And sometimes women decide to leave their partners and sometimes they don't. So that's real.
There's a reason people say people grow apart.
What I have to say to people, I thought I chose right the first time. You know, I only have hindsight now. You know what I'm saying? Where I can pick a little, red flag this, but that's only because I see it played out. You know, at that time, I did think it was the rest of my life. I did think this was going to be the... And I think some women get lucky, then they have a good experience and they can play out their whole life, and some women fake it. Listen, it just so happens.
A single mom had no intentions of being put in that position. That's not our intent. I mean, you have women who, you know, are older and have a biological clock and want to have a baby and may just very well go out and have a baby by themselves. That's not the case for a woman who's dealt with a man. So I think as a society, it's time to stop putting blame entirely on a woman and put blame on the men who are not stepping up and doing their part.
All right, y'all. It's been real. We got into some things.
Are we doing good?
Yes.
Yay! Our toughest critic, no. Leave a little like, leave a little comment, and we will see you in the next episode.
Follow us. Follow us.
Exactly. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
bye.